Alright, what's up, J-Rock?
What's going on, Carter J?
Alright, man, so break this shit down to me, man. Three more days, what you think?
Well, I think that, first of all, let me say, I think that this fight is great for the sport of boxing. I think, this is the kind of event that keeps the spirit of boxing alive and strong, because for a while, when MMA took off, everybody was saying that boxing on its way out. MMA is the new, replacement for combat sport.
Right.
But I think that matches like this, fighters like Canelo, fighters like Floyd, and many others in boxing, like Andre Ward, so on and so on, prove that boxing is still relevant and always will be, as long as there's talented fighters like that.
Exactly.
Okay? Now, with that being said, this fight, you're right, 3 days away, Canelo versus Mayweather. Anybody who's followed the build-up to the fight, as we have, is pretty excited about it. They do an amazing job of building it up. It's good production. It's just very intriguing the way they do it. It kind of, gives you a glimpse into these guys' personal lives and world, and it's a little bit of entertainment in the process.
True.
But okay, this is what I believe, and I was talking about strategy, right? Because on the show, they don't really show you their strategy. They're not going to do that,
Right.
This is what if Canelo's team is smart, as I think they are, and I do believe that they're intelligent, like his head trainer seems pretty confident, Mexicans, man, they don't play.
Right.
They don't play. And like he said, he's like, we'll see, we're not going to talk, we're just, we're going to go. If the only way Canelo can beat Floyd Mayweather is if he doesn't go in there and start slugging away at him. Because Floyd has to win the fight too. Because if you're smart, if you know you can knock Floyd out, Floyd has to fight you. Floyd can't win a boxing match simply doing, the Mayweather shell
Right.
and duck. Even though that's the best defense in boxing.
Is that
But
true?
in order for that to even be relevant, he has to be getting attacked, right?
Right.
If Canelo was smart, if the team, their strategy was wise, they would adopt a strategy where we're going to force Mayweather to fight. We'll wait for him to throw his little punches, and we'll catch him when he decides he wants to box. Because we're not going to let him just shell up in the corner. We're going to make him fight. And because that's the only way Canelo can beat him. I mean, if Canelo goes in there and tries to pound on the man's arms and tire his arms so that he drops his guard and lowers his defenses, Canelo's probably going to tire himself out, and Floyd would be on that so quick once he was too tired, because Floyd is too damn quick.
And see, another thing is too, he's gonna notice that.
Exactly.
He's gonna see it, and it's not like he's not gonna see it.
Dude, his boxing IQ is so high, it's insane.
Right.
It's all strategy. It's war. I mean, he's fought many different kind of fighters. I mean, the way Floyd adapted to jab Judo, and I know a lot of people might say, Zab Judah. Zab Judah is a very, very good boxer. It's just that he's a skinny boxer, and he's lost to stronger guys.
Right.
Not because he doesn't have boxing skill, speed, or technique. He has all that.
Right.
I mean, he gave Floyd Mayweather the biggest challenge of his boxing career. If you go watch Mayweather versus, Judah.
Yeah, I still remember it.
Judah won half that fight. He was outboxing Floyd, faster than Floyd. He was beating up Floyd. And then things got crazy in the ring when, Roger and the whole chaos happened.
Right.
Big fight broke out of all that, hoopla going on. And once they got that circus contained, it changed the whole. It worked out in Floyd's favor though, because Judah lost his focus.
Right.
He lost his focus, and Floyd capitalized.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened, man.
Yeah.
But so what you think, man? You think like after a while, let's just say, okay, you're saying like if Canelo is pounding on Floyd's arms, you think that's going to wear him out into the late rounds? Do you think? Canelo does hit pretty damn hard. So do you think that's going to have an effect on Mayweather's body throughout the fight?
Depends on how frequent Canelo decides to implement that strategy.
True.
Floyd, he's gonna, Floyd's gonna, he's gonna back up and, try to dodge some of those punches. It's a matter of conserving energy. He has to find, this has to be the most intelligent fight he's ever fought to win it.
Exactly.
So he's gonna have to, everything's always gonna have to be conservation. I gotta conserve my energy because I gotta conserve my power. Because the only way I'm gonna win this fight is I gotta catch him at the right time and knock him on his ass because I know I can do it if I nail him.
Right.
If Canelo lands flush on Floyd, he's going down.
And see, another thing that Canelo honestly has to realize, and I hope Shane Mosley taught him this, but if he does hit him with a big shot. Because, the first thing, Mayweather's reflexes are so quick. The first thing he's going to do is he's going to tie you up. So I hope Canelo can, realize that, going into the fight. Because, when Mosley hit him with that big shot in round 2, and he hit him actually like a couple times. But, Mosley just didn't finish what he started. And then Mosley started tiring out. And then Floyd started to adjust. But it's like right when he hit him with that big shot, Floyd's reflexes were so quick. Even though he got hit, he grabbed Mosley's right arm, and he was basically like kind of frustrating him because, that's Mosley's biggest weapon right there is that right hand. So he kept, holding on to his arm, and he couldn't really do shit. So I just hope, honestly, I wouldn't even be upset if Canelo loses. I just hope he fights, a really smart fight. And not be like these other guys, Victor Ortiz. They come in there and they get frustrated and they start throwing headbutts. And it starts causing all this controversy and shit. I just hope he fights a really smart, intelligent fight. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be an interesting fight. And I do. But they know, look, it's going to be a good fight because in order to beat Floyd, you're going to have to implement genius tactics.
Exactly.
They're not going to say, hey, go in there, Canelo, go knock him out. go knock his freaking head off. It's okay, go do it. It's not, they're going to. They've watched every one of Floyd's fights. They watched the Mosley fight. They watched all of those. They've seen them almost, Listen here. Shane Mosley dropped the ball, okay?
Yeah.
That dummy. I'm so mad at him. Because, dude, Floyd was finished. And everybody knew it. Floyd was hurt, and all he needed was another good wallop. And he'd have been on his ass at least. He might not have been out, but he would at least been down.
Right.
Shane Mosley went hyper stupid.
Yeah.
Actually, no. You know what he did? He gassed out at the last second.
Right.
I couldn't believe it. He literally ran out of gas.
See,
he hurt him, and all of a sudden he couldn't move at all. I was like, what is going on?
And the thing was, Mosley in that fight, he was trying to, headhunt and always looking for that one perfect shot. And he kept doing that, and it just, wasn't working. Because even his trainer was saying, you keep looking for one big shot and it's not there. You got to stop doing that shit. So, I hope...
You know what it is that, you got to understand, Shane Mosley is the boxer, though.
Right.
And everybody, all these old guys, like all of Team Golden Boy, which is why Floyd talks so much, shit to them. He's like, he goes, they should call me the Golden Boy. I beat everybody on their roster.
Yeah.
And let's not front though. Oscar De La Hoya is a hater though.
Uh-huh.
But you know why I respect him? Because he's a self-admitted hater.
Right.
He's like, I'm not gonna lie, man. I want him to lose. I was like, you know what? That's funny, but you got to respect it because a hater that's admitting he's a hater.
Right. But yeah, the funny thing is, man, Oscar De La Hoya went to rehab, so he's not going to be there at the fight. I don't know if you didn't know about that.
Rehab for what?
I think it was something with dealing with some kind of, I think it was alcohol issues.
De La Hoya was getting drunk.
I don't know, dude. That's what I heard, but I heard he's going to be at rehab. So, and which is kind of surprising to me because this is like really personal to De La Hoya. Like, he's really dependent on Canelo to finally be that one that could actually beat Mayweather, and he wants to be there if he makes history.
You know what it is? He's going to Mayweather beating rehab.
Say that again.
He's going to Mayweather beating rehab. he's going to rehab for losing money so many times on Mayweather.
Probably, man.
Because he's bet against Mayweather every time.
Yeah.
Trying to cash in big, and all his money obviously is on Canelo, so
right.
He's going to rehab in case he loses, so he doesn't go on a drinking binge.
So tell me your thoughts, man, when you saw Canelo versus Trout. What'd you think of that?
It was a good fight. Trout, well, first of all, it was Canelo biased, in my opinion, from the perspective of the commentators. Everything Canelo did, they overhyped.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Trout has a very effective jab, stiff jab that he uses very well. He can throw that thing all night.
Right.
And he lands with it. And he was sticking Canelo with that jab. And I mean, before Canelo, would throw his little power shot, he wasn't throwing that many shots at the beginning. He was kind of like picking and choosing the shots. But he was getting hot shotted from those jabs.
Yep.
And I was like, and the crowd being pro Canelo didn't help matters for Trout.
Right.
And therefore, I think, like I said, I think Trout did better than he's given credit for. I mean, he did get knocked on his arse, but
yeah,
he shook it off like a man.
Yep.
And kept fighting.
Exactly. But so what's your prediction for this Mayweather Canelo fight, man?
The moment of truth. Well, I think, look, I will honestly say that I don't have a definite prediction. Like, I have an opinion, and I have it's pretty much what I explained earlier. Like, my opinion is that the fight could go one or two ways. So I don't know, because I can't really roll the dice and gamble what strategy Canelo team is going to adopt. I can just pretty much say if they have a very intelligent strategy, that's what they would do. They will force Mayweather to box to score, and that's when Canelo has to score when they exchange.
Right.
Instead of being aggressive and making him shell up. If he fights like that, dude, I don't know how Floyd's gonna beat him. If he fights like that, then what strategy does Floyd Mayweather adopt?
Yeah,
Floyd's going to have to fight. That's what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to fight him in that case. and rely on his speed.
Yeah, it's like see we're gonna know by, I want to say, maybe I want to say anywhere from rounds 1 through 5. We're really going to have a pretty clear picture of who's going to take it by then. I think from 5 on to 12, if there's no knockout, it's really going to be a chess match, and it's just really going to come down to who could play chess better. And I think Floyd's got the reflexes still. I mean, he hasn't. He still looked pretty good against Cotto at 154. He did pretty good against Oscar at 154. So we'll see, man. I've been hearing some shit, saying that Canelo's kind of right now. I think he was at 157, so he has to lose 5 more pounds to make the weight of 152. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to kind of struggle to make that. I think he'll lose it, but we'll see. Pretty much like I said, by rounds 1 through 5, we'll see how Canelo's stamina is going to be, because if he's taking breaks like how he did against Austin Trout, I remember when he fought Austin Trout in that 12th round, he took a huge break, man. And if Canelo's behind on the scorecard, him taking breaks ain't gonna make it any better, man.
Yeah, I mean, we do have to praise the Mayweather, boxing camp and their whole, strategist. I mean, they have an undefeated fighter, so is Canelo. So it's really, it's kind of one of those things. But Mayweather has a better record.
Right. Oh, you mean like resume, who he's fought?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you honestly really think about it, he only fought Trout. Trout was the best guy he fought, because before that he fought Mosley and Lopez. Lopez was naturally a 140-pound fighter. So
I look at it like this: Floyd didn't pick this guy if he didn't think he could beat him.
Exactly. I think so too. But I honestly give credit to both fighters, for taking this fight, to give the, to make it happen for the fans.
Dude, look, De La Hoya gassed up Canelo to fight Floyd, I bet you.
Oh, well, it was a combination of a lot of things too, though. Not just De La Hoya, but
come on, like what?
Well, the fans. I know the fans are pressing hard for it. I think it was just a combination of media too. The media wanted it, fans wanted it.
Yeah.
So they said, hey, Floyd said come down to 147. Canelo's camp was like, no, we're not going to go, because he's naturally just too big of a guy.
Yeah.
And they said we'll go. I think they said Floyd wasn't going to go up to 154, so they said 152, and they were cool with that. So, I mean, hey man, Canelo put his name on the line. He put his name on the dotted line in the contract. So that's all there is to it. So now it's just really fight time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's going down, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
It's going down, without a doubt.
Exactly.
Shoot, I mean, and look, it's a good card all around.
Yeah, what do you think about Matisse Garcia?
Man, all I know is that Matisse guy's got some damn power.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, Garcia's got a chance at beating him.
Yeah.
I mean, boxing versus power.
I think Matisse has better skills than what people give him credit for. Because look at it like this, right? If it was just power alone, then he wouldn't be where he's at. Because with that power, you gotta have the skill to know how to imply it at the right time.
Yeah, but he's had boxing matches where that power, I think, saves his ass, you know.
Pretty much. But yeah, I mean, I'm actually looking for. I'm really looking forward to that fight more than I am the Mayweather Canelo fight, man. I know that shit sounds crazy, but
Oh, word! I miss what I mean. The whole card is epic.
yeah, it's pretty damn stacked.
I mean, UFC can't compete with that right now. I'm sorry.
Well, what do you think? What do you think? I mean, all right. Let me ask you this: if they get, say, I mean, I asked you this before, but if they get John Jones and GSP, or Silva versus GSP, or Silva versus John Jones, what kind of records do you think they're record-wise that's going to break?
That would be epic too. I don't know if it would be touching boxing pay-per-view numbers of the Floyd Mayweather variety. You know what I'm saying? Floyd's the biggest draw. Like,
you don't think it would come close?
I think boxing matches on that scale pull in way more revenue.
I feel you.
MMA is big. It's growing. It's still, you know, everybody's starting to get into it, but boxing is global.
Right.
Everybody around the world watches these fights, dude.
Yeah. So what you think about Chael Sonnen and Rashad Evans?
All right. Speaking of, you know, MMA, yeah, I think it's official that Rashad Evans and Chael Sonnen will be fighting each other. These guys are friends, but you know they're fighters, and they're the kind of guys that they pretty much they like to fight, and you know they're professionals, so you're gonna have at it. I think it's a great fight. It's gonna be a good fight because everybody knows Rashad Evans is a beast.
Right.
I think he's more technically sound. He's got more weapons, more fighting ability than Chael Sonnen. But Chael Sonnen is a beast of a wrestler, and from what we've seen lately, is starting to implement submissions. Actually, Chael Sonnen has a boxing coach, so he can actually box too. Chael Sonnen has decent boxing. I mean, he knocked Anderson Silva on his ass from clean shots to the grill.
Right. And
that's impressive. Anderson is ducking everybody else, his punches, you know.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to do some. I'm gonna have to study Rashad Evans before I kind of, you know, I guess do a prediction. Like, look at his fights a little bit closer. I haven't seen him fight in a while. I missed his last fight, but.
Yeah. I mean, Rashad, yeah, you'll see. Rashad's a beast. Rashad. I mean, look. Just on paper, Rashad Evans should win this fight.
Okay. Well, why do you think that?
Because Rashad Evans has the most impressive resume. He's beat higher caliber fighters. But then again, Chael Sonnen took it. I mean, it's one of those anomalies where, like, Chael Sonnen took it to Anderson Silva. You know, the pound for pound in the world, like, legitimately took it to him. There's still a part of me that thinks Anderson let Weidman beat him, but whatever. So, you know, but I really think he was fighting his ass off against Chael Sonnen.
Right.
It's like having a pit bull on your leg, you know what I mean? He was fighting for his life.
What do you think about John Jones and Gusterson?
Oh man, that's a great fight.
Because this dude really seems. I mean, obviously everybody's always said it before, man. But this dude really seems poised, man. Like, he's like, you know, he doesn't really seem intimidated at all.
Oh, he isn't, dude. He's ready to fight. So, and this is gonna be. But look, man. I mean, I know that he's big and he's got that reach, and the guy is basically almost undefeated.
Well, he is undefeated though, right? Or he lost once.
He got submitted by Phil Davis.
That's right.
Yeah, Phil Davis pulled some submission out of his butt. Phil Davis has good submissions, man.
Oh yeah, Phil Davis ain't no joke. I like the dude.
Yeah, he didn't beat Lyoto. I don't care what nobody says, but whatever.
Yeah.
He didn't. They robbed Lyoto in Brazil. I was like, what?
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think that, dude, John Jones. I saw what John Jones did to Brandon Vera who's a big guy.
Right. Dude's huge.
Yeah, he's huge. And John worked him, dude. And he wasn't as good as he is now. Okay? Because this is prime Jones.
So you think this Gusterson, whatever, how you say his last name?
Gusterson.
Yeah, do you think he stands a chance, or you think he's going to get rolled?
I think John's going to give him the business, dude.
Serious? So he fought Phil Davis last, though, right? That was his last opponent?
Nah, that was one of his first UFC fights. That was an early on fight.
Early, okay.
He hasn't lost since then. He's been on a win streak.
Yeah, so pretty much he's been improving.
Oh, yeah, a lot.
Okay, true.
It's going to be a great fight. I don't really know. I mean, look, on paper, John Jones beats that ass.
I feel you.
But anything can happen. I can honestly say I don't know Gustavsson well enough.
Right. Okay.
To gauge what he's capable of.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I don't know too much about him. I mean, I would have to. I've seen him fight before, but it wasn't like I really paid super close attention. But what do you think about GSP and Johnny Hendricks?
Man, alright. I think GSP is scared of Hendricks. Number one. I think his team is scared of Hendricks. I mean, there's a controversy that was going on with them about the drug testing aspect of their bout, right?
No, not really. I mean, I haven't been looking too much into it.
Okay, this is interesting, dude. I'm glad you brought this up because from what I understand, GSP's camp contacted Hendricks' camp and told him if he would be open to do VADA drug testing.
Okay.
That's VADA. And which is like a very expensive freaking test. I heard like $25,000.
Wow, really?
Yeah, like something stupid.
Okay, let me ask you this. This what kind of drug testing you said it was VADA drug testing?
Yeah.
Now that's obviously the same ones that handle the boxing drug testing and all that shit, or is that something totally different for MMA?
I think it's some kind of like super sophisticated kind of a testing thing. I don't know if that's what they use in boxing. I don't think that's the standard for boxing. It's kind of like some kind of like higher form of testing to make sure, like challenging the other person. Would you take an even more expensive drug test?
Right.
If you don't have anything. But what makes the whole story interesting is the fact that supposedly GSP doesn't have to pay for his VADA test. Like he has some kind of relationship with the VADA people. And Johnny Hendricks' camp pointed out, well, that's interesting. They want me to take this test that they're offering, and that it's going to cost $25,000, but George doesn't have to pay for his because he's got some kind of like relationship with these people. Okay. How does that work? That's kind of fishy, ain't it?
I mean, it's always fishy when you hear something like that, but
GSP's a ripped guy.
Yeah.
And he proclaims to be all natural. Like he really proclaims to be all natural. But like there's some controversy with this whole drug testing issue. I was just reading about it, and I was like, man, that's pretty controversial. I want to see where it's going. So the situation hasn't been resolved as of yet. So I don't know what's going to happen with that fight.
Was it like that with him and Nick Diaz?
No, none of that. This is the first time anything like this has happened. So like Johnny Hendricks' team just made this discovery because GSP's team offered that testing to them if their fighter would take it. But they did a little researching of their own and came out to find out that George didn't have to pay for his. And that's when things got interesting. It's like, well, why not? Well, because he has some kind of relationship with that institution who gives the drug test to athletes. And just think of the implications of that. If he has a relationship with them, then that means that he could use them almost as some kind of like, you know, some kind of like weaponized thing against his opponent.
Right. So,
You know,
okay, so as far as the fight, how do you see that fight playing out?
look, if that fight even happens after what I just talked about,
Right.
I don't know, because that's a great fight. First of all, Johnny Hendricks has amazing wrestling.
True.
I think he's an all-star wrestler or a champion or something like that. He has ridiculous wrestling credentials, and dude, he's got Popeye the Sailor Man knockout power. I'm sorry, that guy's eating spinach. And GSP already has, you know, a brittle jaw, which you know, Sarah exposed.
Right. But
You know, when Matt Sarah beat him, that's how he defeated him. It's just that George, I don't know, man. George is a master fighter. He trains like he has a scientific. He probably has the most scientific approach to mixed martial arts than any fighter because he's rich and can afford it.
right.
From his diet to like who he trains with, his whole life is all about his fighting. So, you know, GSP could beat Johnny Hendricks too. He could just perform him.
Yeah, that'll be one hell of an interesting fight, man. But
Nick Diaz thought that he could knock George out, and George stood toe to toe with him and was quicker than him, outstruck him, and actually beat his face up. It was crazy.
yeah, it was like when he fought Thiago Alves.
Yeah.
Remember when he fought Thiago Alves? I think it's the same exact way how he beat him like that. It was pretty similar. You know what I'm saying? But
GSP he has really good striking now. It's improved.
yeah, I noticed that. But I hope the fight could get made, man, with no bullshit.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not really, you know, a super huge expert on this, you know, drug testing and MMA kind of shit. But I just, you know, like I said, I hope the fight could get made without no bullshit, because I know that's a fight, you know, they've been waiting to see for a while, man. But
Hey, GSP could get exposed as being some kind of cheat. I mean, I don't know if that's true, but you never know.
exactly. So, but anyways, we're gonna end the video right here, man, because we are at 30 minutes and shit. But
No doubt.
yeah, that's all we got. And then, well, I'm gonna be doing a post-fight vid out, obviously after the Mayweather fight. So I'll catch you guys up.
So we both agree Mayweather should win this fight.
Yeah, I did a prediction and breakdown on my page already. I think I think Mayweather's going to win by unanimous decision. But I mean, lately a lot of people's talking about how they think he's going to this time actually knock Canelo out, because they feel that Canelo he's going to tire out in the late rounds, and Floyd will just capitalize on it, and that's what they think will allow him to get the knockout. But I mean, anything could happen, man.
Yep.
I got Matisse knocking out Danny Garcia sometime, anywhere between round 6 and up.
Nice.
And I like the Carlos Molina Ishe Smith fight. I think they're going to give it to Ishe Smith.
Ishe Smith was on the Contender. Remember him?
Yeah. He's fighting Carlos Molina, which I think is a good fight. And then you got the guy that just fought Mosley. What's his name? Cano and Ashley Theophane. I know Cano pretty good. I don't know the other guy that well, so I'm just going to have to go with Cano. But
hey, better than Peter Bumfredo.
yeah. All right, man. We'll catch you guys on the next vid.
Peace out.
All right, peace.